It's possible that worked.
There's always a lag for me, so just give it a
Let's see. There's a lag. There's a chat popping up all over the place. I kind of sort of think we did it, but I don't know for certain. No, there's a lag. Are you in yet?
just give me a minute.
Let's see here. Testing things out. Mrs. Comic doesn't see me,
I'm logging out, logging back in. So
but I'm in here. How do you do, folks? If you can see me, I don't know if you could put anything in the chat. Go ahead. I don't know if I can see anything in the chat. Um, this is an interesting start. Kevin Keller says, I see you. That's good news. I did get some loot from you, I think. I don't even know. Mrs. Comic was trying to find if I got some loot from you, and I think I did. Birthday loot. Thank you very much. I'm way behind on my um, bibbity bobbity boo messages. Thank you. I'm very disoriented now. We're trying to hang on here to see if we can get Mrs. Comic.
I'm in.
Mrs. Comic is in. Here we go. All right. Welcome to Making Tuesdays Suck Less. Here is why that's really funny. When I'm trying to find uh, pictures of stories, pictures match up to the stories, I come across this beauty. Bourbon Balls was born on March 6th, 2021. And there you see the bourbon glass. Uh, I tried to get it in the frame and I didn't get it in there and I spilled some on my balls and hence bourbon balls. So there's a throwback to technical difficulties. Um, and that's what was happening here. When I went to click on the stream here tonight, I got a big error message. Went in, started a new stream. That was fuck me in a bucket of goo. So now we're back somehow. So this is my birthday anniversary bourbon balls. We can't believe what the fuck happened. Show tonight. Um, Shout out to Clee's sister who is tired or going to be tired because her schedule's fucked up. She's got to get up really early. Some of what I was going to talk about tonight is that my rhythm for my show days is exact. Friday had a show. Memorial Day weekend is a terrible weekend for comedy, but I was at the Soul Joel's Comedy Club in Pottstown. That's the one that's down. Uh, Packed house, great night. But I have a rhythm for show days. The night before show day, I need to get a solid 8 hours sleep, and I don't care when it starts. I get to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I got to be sleep at least till 10. So Thursday, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning for no apparent reason, and I fucking couldn't get back to sleep. And there's that thing when you wake up and it's way too early, you go, fuck me in a bucket of goo. At least I can get back to sleep. And that happened 2 days in a row. And Caesar, the little adorable peckerhead, knows I don't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So he come down with me at 6 o'clock in the morning to see what all the fuss is about. And I was pissed off and I just sat here and I listened to a horror book. And Caesar's like, fuck that shit. I'm just going back up to bed. So when the cat mocks you and says, I'm going to bed, this is too fucking stupid. But the lack of sleep really trips up your flow in the Dynaflow. So I might as well flip right to that story here. Bourbon Ball salute.
Yes.
Look at that. There's new glasses. They're almost ball shaped. I'm going to be careful before I drop that fucker. There it is, Bourbon Ball. So, so Friday I had a show and I didn't have enough sleep 2 nights in a row. A couple days before that, I got my balls bust because my hedges were crossing the sidewalk. So Mrs. Comic and I had to trim the hedges. It was 84 degrees out before the thunderstorm came. And then I was reminded of the fact that I haven't mowed the lawn for a while because I couldn't get the fucking lawnmower started. And I can't fix shit. So I was trying to get this lawnmower fixed. And it was making me completely nuts. So I found out somebody that's actually a friend, and they're kind of like a Sling Blade man lawnmower fix-it shop, and it's amazing because when you need something like a lawnmower repair or some kind of special service, the best person to find is someone who's not taking any more business. So this person, not taking any more business, sling bladed my lawnmower. Now, when I brought this fucker up, where the hell is it? Let's see. It's like when you take a car in for repair and they complain about the car that you have. That's pretty much what happened here. So I brought this lawnmower in, right? Now, that's the old Toro. We got that thing new at the fucking Home Depot about 12 years ago when we moved in here. My Sling Blade man says that mower's 20 years old, and he's right because the fuckers went out of business and he kept slapping motors in there. So this mower was met with hatred and get it the fuck out of here stuff. I couldn't get that fucker started to save my life, and I'm the kind of guy who cannot fix shit. So I went and borrowed a ratchet set because I thought I could do a spark plug. I looked at I just can't fucking do this. So now I got to push that fucker and put it in the back of a Subaru. It's a heavy motherfucker. So I had some racks. I set the racks and I pushed it into the back of the Subaru on a show day. I'm already pissed off that I shouldn't do this on a show day, but someone's doing me a favor. So you fucking take the favor. You can't just say, well, I don't want the favor now. I want the favor later on when I want it. That's how you lose the favor. So I'm all proud of myself. I lazy assed my way up, and it's just in a mason, and I dropped this fucking lawnmower off. And I figured next week, which is now, because I didn't want to mow the lawn on a Memorial Day. I didn't want to mow it on an actual show day. So around I have a timer set to get ready for my show around 5:30. That means hop in a shower, suit up, all that jazz. Around 4:30, Sling Blade Man sends me a text message that says, my lawnmower's all fixed up. Motherfucker. And I had to go pick it up because he's doing me a favor. So 4:30, when I should be getting into show mode, I had to go up, load up the lawnmower, back in the Subaru, bring it around the back, put the metal rack up, and pull that fucker out. And then I took it for a spin around the yard and made a figure eight. So it kind of, and I missed that. Now I mowed proper today. I actually liked the figure eight because it's more like a trail. So that really fucked me up in a bucket of goo. That having been said, I had a really great show. Sometimes when you don't have sleep, you can rise to the occasion and then collapse afterwards. So I was all proud of myself. I had a nice show. And then Saturday was going to be a chill day. And I think it rained, so I didn't have to mow the lawn. Yahoo for that. Happy for the rain. And then we had planned to go visit our grandson, the cat Hank, from like early evening to as late as we could, because they're having a crazy schedule and the cat's going, what the fuck, people are coming and going at the same time. So we stayed way later than we normally would have. Around midnight, I called it, and then Mrs. Comic and I rode back here to Emmaus. 1:45, our amazing daughter sends me a text message, are you still up? Yes, because Caesar saw me come in at 1:45 and he thinks it's circus time. So he's fucking running all around here like a nutball. I poured myself a bourbon and a beer, and I didn't even get to sip one fucking sip because our daughter said, did you smell anything burning? No, I am a dumbass, but I wouldn't just leave the house with something burning. So between midnight and 1:45, something smelled like it was burning. So it's because we're awesome. So look, should we come back over? Yes. So Mrs. Comic and I came back over, and they have a sunroom in this house, glass doors, and so that's where our daughter and cat Hank were hiding out. And I went back in there, and I fucking smelled burning rubber shit, fucking garlic, something horrible that absolutely was not there when we left at midnight. So we're losing our fucking minds, and I'm running through the house. I put a mask on. I'm smelling shit. I'm touching electric outlets, all this fucking shit, trying to find heat because we believe it's a wire in the wall that's frying and melting. And that's horrible shit. So now our daughter's partner is working up to driving, so he's getting text messages. He was the voice of reason. He said, shut down the breakers in that room. So that's what we did. We powered all the shit down. Still nothing. So now, uh, we don't know what the hell we're going to do. So by now, it's about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And so we did what anybody does that's fatigued and can't go in the house. We're pretty sure it's not burning down yet, but we're not sure. We laid on concrete at the patio because we had no fucking plans. There's no air mattresses, and blankets and all that shit. And Hank the cat's hell bent on going back in there. He spent a fucking the whole this year trying to get in there. He's not allowed in there. Now he's allowed in there and he wants to fucking go back in the house. That's what a cat does. So we're trying to sleep on concrete and the cat's crying, oh, please let me in. That's driving us fucking Looney Tunes. There was one big motherfucking fly that was buzzing all around, and I laid away from my wife and her daughter and the cat, hoping the fly would think I smelled more like shit than anyone else, which it actually did. So I took one for the team, and I laid over there, and I couldn't fall asleep on patio concrete with just a skinny blanket, which I knew there was no point in me. So when you're exhausted like that, Clee sister, and you can't sleep, sometimes it's just good to rest your body and meditate or whatever the hell it is you're gonna do. So then, by now, Vince, our daughter's partner, got home from driving, and he has all these ideas. So we're running around looking for shit, but still smelled really fucking bad in there. And I walked around outside, and I was smelling shit. Now, we lugged some cushions out for them to sleep on in the patio. Hank the cat's still pissed off. He wants to go in there. He's trying to. Cats think they can claw their way through glass. That's kind of amazing. In a way, it's stupid, but in another way, you have to appreciate their dedication that they can just fucking claw through glass. So now, I decide it is now 4:15 in the morning. Mrs. Comic and I had no sleep, and I had no sleep because I woke up again 6 o'clock in the morning, fucking Saturday, 3 days in a row with very little sleep. And so we rode home, 4:30 in the morning. Caesar believes it's time for circus, and I want you to understand what's going on here. The Caesar runs around this house like this, and that is not a flattering picture of him, but when he wants to play, that's exactly the face that I see. And he means fucking business, and we're going to play, and we're going to play now. And he pops up, and he runs around. He actually fucking runs. He actually fucking runs all around this place. It's driving me fucking Looney Tunes, but he's so adorable. So I'm dealing with all that shit. Now here, let's see if I can find. This is how Caesar plays. If I'm trying to relax, let's see here. That's pop-up scare. I got him in here somewhere. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Okay, so this is different right now. How Caesar likes to play, just to give you an idea of what's going on here. What he is doing there is he is hole punching that cardboard, and and he's actually, you can hear it like a fucking hole puncher. If you need anything hole punch, you bring it on over, and he'll fucking hole punch it for you. So that's the kind of energy he brings to the party. It is up to me to run around here with feathers and balls and just play games and just try to chill him out. So it's 4:45 in the morning, and Caesar wants to play on this fucking level. Now, Mrs. Comic, I love her with all my heart, but she can fall asleep just talking to me. At night, I can just be talking to her, and she can be boom, out, gone. So now, the other thing that happens is, when you don't have sleep, you really get confused. And none of us had sleep. None of us knew what to do. We were in over our heads. It's Memorial Day weekend. You can't really get an electrician to come look in walls at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, Memorial Day weekend. It's not going to fucking happen. It's not going to fucking happen. So we're all disoriented. We all didn't know really what to do. So now, I play with Caesar teeny little bit. It's now 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still worried about our daughter, and sleeping on the patio fucking sucks, batshit balls. She had been to a concert night over there. It was a fun concert, but now it's patio, house burning down, stay with the cat. what the fuck are we gonna do here? So, uh, Mrs. Comic had been asleep a teeny tiny little bit, and I think I might have slept 2 or 3 hours when our daughter dinged me, and rightly so, about what was happening with the burning wall, right? So now I'm up. It's fucking. I had 3 hours sleep. I'm up. We're trying to solve shit, and Vince's father lives a little closer, and he's not show business. He's more of a guy who fixes shit and figures shit out like regular men do. So he had determined that, wait for it, this is actually kind of really incredible, that it was a skunk who sprayed a window that the cat normally plays at Hank and taunts whatever's out there. But that happened in between midnight and 1:45 in the morning. We left Hank, he was almost asleep. He had all sleepy eyes, right? So the window in question, I was struggling to open for 2 hours while we were there, but it had some kind of weird latch and I couldn't fucking get it open. Probably for the best that we didn't get it open. So Vince's father determined that there was skunk piss on the outside window. I don't know how anyone would be able to identify skunk piss, but that explained the smell. It was fucking horrible. It was burnt wires. It was garlic. It was fucking skunk piss. And it just got to be, if you have never smelled skunk piss, you are in for a fucking horrible fucking treat. So then our daughter dinged me again and said they were going off to get skunk smell remover. So that's the kind of world that we live in now. If a skunk fucking blasts you, you can go get skunk smell remover. So that fucked up my whole Saturday and Sunday. But now the story's not over yet, because our other son, who lives down in Longwood Gardens, his oldest daughter, was her birthday party, orchestrated on special days where the most people in the family can go. Now, our daughter can't go because she was going to go, but she's on now skunk smell removal duty. I am trying to convince my wife that I can't fucking possibly go because I had less than 3 hours sleep. Now, she didn't have much more sleep, but she was actually arguing with me over how much sleep that she thought I had while she was fucking sleeping and I was awake. I don't understand what was going on there. So everybody decided that I was going. Mrs. Comic decided I was going. Our daughter decided I was going. Our daughter's partner all decided that we could get the gifts from them, and then I could drive them all down. And I'm sitting here going, I had less than 3 hours sleep, and somehow this wasn't enough for anybody. So somehow this was. So I sat here and I just requested shit to refuel. Now the drive from here to Longwood Gardens is about an hour and a half. This is not a teeny tiny little thing. And I see the coffee cups in there. So what I did was I didn't say that I wasn't going, and then I decided that I possibly could go, but I needed a whole bunch of things. I needed a smoothie, I needed coffee. So I Googled how to get recharged, refueled, revitalized with literally no sleep if you cannot sleep. And I was doing every fucking thing it said. Put on happy, fast, tight jam music that you love. So I'm fucking jamming away here. I got music playing. Eat small meals, fruit, oranges, anything, energy, juice, hydrate. Make sure you got all this stuff going on. Exercise. So I'm up here fucking Thai bowl boxing my fucking ass off. The Caesar's going fucking nuts. And it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and it said, at all costs, avoid driving. So after all that, he told me, don't you fucking drive. You're not safe. It's fucking dangerous. So the point of all this is we made it, and we had a lot of fun. And even I noticed that even when I'm tired and stupid, it really doesn't do anything to shut me up. In fact, it made it kind of worse. And I actually warned people there, you know how I'm really overpowering, and I'm basically a lot of fun, and I know you love me, and I know you love having me here, but there gets to be the point where I just don't shut the fuck up, and they're like, why can't he just let somebody else say shit? When I'm tired and I have no sleep, that's way fucking worse. So I actually warned them. They said, our granddaughter's boyfriend Sam, really fun guy. He gets me, or he humors me enough so I don't notice. I actually warned him. I said, if you get to the point where you can't stand me anymore, you don't even have to say anything. Just walk away, and I'll get it. I understand. I get the signal. So I put fuck me in a bucket of goo. So then, the drive home also, um, I had good instincts for collapsing when we got home. But then halfway home, maybe a little more than halfway, Mrs. Comic remembered that we were out of licking sticks. Why is that important? Because Caesar, if Caesar does not get licking sticks, then he gets all pissy. So now we had to stop to get licking sticks. So mischief managed, crisis averted, and here we are. But the point is, uh, we all have these things in life, and please, Sister Susan, I feel your pain when your schedule is fucked up sporadically, and you can't really plan. I get up 3 o'clock in the morning. I got up to cover for Bearman with Keith back. I was getting up at fucking 4:30 in the morning, but you plan on that. You plan on that, and you get a rhythm for it. But when it hits you in the balls and you come out of nowhere, you can just be completely fucked in a bucket of goo. So I feel your pain. It doesn't sound like a lot, but again, for me, I'm real pissy about my show days, the rhythm of my show days, because I need to be at the top of my game when I perform. And there was a point Sunday morning where I knew I was not going to get out of driving all the presents down for our granddaughter's big birthday bash. So I just thought, I'll just fucking zombie. I could have called Richter for an Uber. I don't know what the hell happened there. So here's to the magic of doing that which you don't think you could possibly fucking do. But for me, I'm lucky because then I can sleep later on. So here's bourbon balls. I had a wonderful birthday, and I feel like an old man, but Mrs. Comic and I, we fucking tore it up with life. We have gone places. We've gone, drove to Florida together for my shows. We've been to Niagara Falls a couple of times. We've been on roller coaster tours, Broadway shows, rock concerts, Frank Zappa, Philip Glass. So we Sparks. So unless there's an exact thing to do, I don't really feel like I want to do anything. So our daughter said, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" I said, "Truth be told, I like to have movie night and hang out with Hank, the grandson cat, who would be going fucking nuts in the patio, and just get some takeout food." And that's what we did. And that was all calm before the storm. But I had a really nice birthday. The Friday night show was really, by my own standards, completely rewarding, kind of wonderful, and then all fucking hell broke loose. Just it's one of those deals where when you find out a skunk smell, you're really happy and you're thrilled that the house ain't fucking burning down, and then you go, fucking skunk. And then we had figured out that Hank was clawing through the glass because he had unfinished skunk business to deal with. So there you have that big adventure. But you get to the point, I know my system. I get to the point where I know what I got to do to make it to the next thing. Smoothies, a little sleep, whatever it is. And I wasn't feeling it Sunday. I'm like, you guys can make all the fucking plans you want, but right now, I am physically not capable of going. So we're in a danger zone right now. But I nursed myself back to health. I got to that thing. And now let's shift gears a teeny tiny little bit here. Uh, Caesar's just been so adorable, but he still goes nuts when Bearcat shows up. Um, but I want to tell you something else. We get burned out on shows. I'm still power binge watching Ted Lasso. Really tight, brilliant comedy. We were watching a show called Trying, and it's on Apple TV. And it's basically they were trying to have a baby and they couldn't, and then they wind up adopting, and then we realized this show's a real fucking bummer. Just like we're bailing on trying. If you want to try trying, go ahead and try trying. But I'm telling you, we tried trying and we're done trying because it's all fucking take and no give and fuck that show in a bucket of goo. Which brings us to a show we accidentally found. I typically don't really like to learn things, but on HBO Max, I found a show called Bum 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 Bum. Where the fuck is it? All right, let's see here. I know it's in here somewhere. Maybe I didn't put the picture in. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I'm just going to track through the pictures. It would not be right back. Not Caesar's scare scene. There's bourbon balls. That's no. That's bourbon balls. I'm sure I put this fucking picture in. Okay, so that's Caesar watching Footloose. Let's see, and there's Hole Punch. Let's see. Okay, so wherever this is, what I had was, I'll have to load it in for next week. The show is called, it's on HBO Max. The show is called, let's see, Abandoned, Mysteries of the Abandoned Hidden America. It's absolutely incredible. And I get all excited when there's shit that's local. So there's a scene where they go to Easton. There's another scene where they go to Wilkes-Barre. It's actually kind of phenomenal. They just go all around the country and they'll be like walking through a park, and the park will be like dilapidated, and they'll say this park is really horrible and run down, but that's not the worst thing that's ever happened here. You see, Hitler's henchmen came and they pillaged the town and they murdered and raped and buried people. It's really fascinating because it's like all horrible shit that happened in the backyards, literally, of this country. But what was exciting to me was um, I identified it right away in a little preview. The Dixie Cup factory that's in Easton, that Dixie Cup, if you get off 222, 22, wherever the fuck it is, around the Easton High School Stadium there, there's a giant fucking Dixie Cup. And the reason I remember that Dixie Cup story was I made a joke about it on WZZO, Bearman and Keith, and somebody actually had died and fallen into that Dixie Cup. So my joke kind of flatlined there. But that's abandoned, and they had this whole story about the Dixie Cup, which was actually kind of phenomenal. Most of these things involve something that became really successful for a small amount of time, and then the fucking bottom dropped out. So the Dixie Cup story was phenomenal. It took off, and there was a, this shows you how old we all are now. When the Dixie Cup came out, there were no cup products. There were no paper cup products. There was fucking nothing. And so the idea of a portable cup that you could just drink and fucking toss, it's very healthy, and it didn't. And right, Mrs. Comics, it's a health thing. It actually didn't catch on. It flatlined until the fucking plague or whatever the fuck horrible thing came out back then. They're like, fuck me in a bucket of goo. We should not drink out of each other's cups. So pow. So Dixie Cup world flourished during sick, horrible times in this country. But anyway, the show's really fascinating. It has enough history and learning stuff to keep anybody entertained, but then it has enough murder and horror and shit to keep me entertained, because I actually like when all the shit goes wrong. So there's that going on. Check that out if you can. I'm babbling away here to beat the band. The Lawnmower Man. It's kind of amazing. That's a lesson for everyone too. The lawnmower favor that I got. I can't fix lawnmowers, and my lawnmower doesn't really fit in cars good. So this was close to home. Take the favor. Listen to me carefully. If someone is going to do you a favor, don't fucking adjust it. Don't make demands. Thank them. Do whatever the fuck they say, because old me would have said, okay, I can't really pick this thing up till next week. And if I'm him, you motherfucker, I went out, I put you the head of the line, I fixed this thing, you're gonna fucking come up here and pick it up. So don't, when somebody's doing you a favor, man, don't fuck it up. Thank them. Don't tell them you didn't have any sleep. None of that shit. get your fucking ass up there and pick up your fucking lawnmower. Take the favor on the terms that they have offered and count your blessings. Because he gave me a hell of a deal on that too. And he got me fixed up in the same day. Fuck me. Let's see here. There we go. There. 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 Oh, the origin of bourbon bowls. We have that going on. So that's all. That's all my ranting here. I've been trying to adjust my bra strap here. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody had a nice Memorial Day. That was funny too because I know I can be an asshole, but I like when things happen to help me out. And really, rain on Memorial Day at the expense of everybody else's picnic was fucking helpful to me because I didn't want to mow that fucking lawn yet because I was still getting caught up on my sleep. So I will rejoice when it rains and on the day when everybody wants to have a picnic. But we, the smarter people, had our picnic on the Sunday where I didn't sleep, which was a better deal because it was nice weather than if we waited till the next day and fucking rained. So that was all kinds of good fun for us. I knew I had other stories to tell you about. I'll tell you, I don't know what the hell they are. Oh, I know what it is here. Caesar is really big. He's really a lot of fun. He got really sweet. And he's also a little demanding when he's pissy and he wants to play or Bearcat game. But he's also really fucking fast. And he follows us. And typically we just go one at a time. One will be here and then one will say kitchen, bathroom, whatever. Well, if we're running around, she goes that way, Mrs. Comic, and I go that way. Caesar doesn't know where to go. And so because we're awesome, but we're also slightly assholeish because don't deny this because if I go this way and you go that way and Caesar follows me, then you're happy. You're like, so I can do whatever I'm going to do without Caesar trying to, pull my pants down and all kinds of shit. So that's what I do too. And then, but that's not for certain. So you can bask in the glory of thinking Caesar's going to torment Mrs. Comic, and then to get to the top of the steps, he's right up there. I don't know how he fucking does it. He zooms around. He's too big and klutzy to zoom around like that, but son of a bitch. So you got to keep your guard up. And right now he's dicking with us. He's just pretending like nothing's wrong over there. So we're long and short of it is we're really having a ball with Caesar. He's absolutely amazing. If you don't know anything about cats, man, you can't even really learn about cats because they're all fucking different. There's no cat formula recipe. What every cat does, this cat that you have isn't going to do that thing. So they're always an adventure. See here, I'm flipping through things. I really thought I had the adventure of sleeping on a concrete patio and getting 3 hours sleep and burning wires in the wall and skunk smell felt like it was going to take 75 hours to tell that story. I told it way too fast, and now I'm here bereft. I don't really have anything out of there.
After it was like 4 in the morning, and the policeman thought he was going to catch a drunk driver.
Is it 4 o'clock? Who said it was 4 o'clock in the morning?
When we were coming back from Lizzie's.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing about me is, I knew I was going to have a long night where our daughter might need us to do something. Not one drop of alcohol. I had the equivalent of 2 cups of coffee at 2 o'clock in the morning. So when we drove home from Bethlehem to Emmaus at 4:30 in the morning, I am fucking laser focused. I know some people drive tired. Comedians always talk about it, and then they go home and they collapse. When I drive home from anywhere, I cannot fucking collapse because I am awake enough to drive, and I can't just fucking go, well, I'm home now, I should be tired. I can drive like a motherfucker, and so because I do come home late from shows, I have a very good sense of where police look for people to follow to see if they're drunk. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, there were fucking no cars on the road. That's covered in Ted Lasso. 4 o'clock in the morning is the best time to break into someone's house and try to murder them because they're least expecting it at that time. There's no fucking cars. None, 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 none. So a car is suspicious, but I wasn't fucking doing anything. So the car pulled out from behind the fast food place that was closed at 4 o'clock in the morning. It tailed me all the way through Main Street, fucking Hellertown, and then I made a right turn, and then it made a right turn. I knew it was a fucking cop because then it gave up and it turned into a little park. That is a cop following you move. When they go and there's no other fucking cars around, and the kick in the police balls there is this, is that at that moment in time, I drive better than the cop because he is distracted trying to see if I'm driving distracted. And I'm fucking laser focused. There's the speed limit this way and that. And I just like to say, ha, ha, bitch. And so I drive better. I drive better late than cops on my ass trying to see if they can peer pressure me into driving stupid. And I won't. I'll let them go right up my ass. Don't speed. If a car's going up your ass, 4 o'clock in the morning, drive the fucking speed limit. Let him go up your ass. He's the dick, not you. Because if you get peer pressured into going faster than you should, you'll get fucking pulled over. That's fucking bullshit. But anyway, I'm complaining about something that didn't actually even really happen. So there's that. But now the bra straps one. Back to my sling blade lawnmower man. People have different senses of humor, and there's stuff that he thought was really funny that it never occurred to me that was funny, because the subject came up somehow of uh, when I only ever owned one new car in my life, 1997 Volkswagen Golf, and my job at the time was only stand-up comedian, and that's how the story unfolded. Is that how do we get to uh, how do you get a loan when your job is stand-up comedian? And he asked me if that was a problem in my life, and I said, well, um, when I applied for that loan, the guy said, well, what's your job? And I said, stand-up comedian. And then he laughed and he said, no, what's your real job? Put it down, stand-up comedian. So somehow that was funny. He was really laughing. I don't know. So there could be some comedy to be had there. And who even knows? I don't really know. Let's see if they're, let's see. Oh, Higgins is in there. Higgins, you peckerhead. Higgins is in. And Higgins, here's what fucks me up. In the Ted Lasso show, there's a character named Higgins. And whenever they say Higgins, he fucked me up. Then instead of thinking about the show, I'm like, that's Higgins, the dog ass, the peckerhead. Higgins, this is only between me and you. I'm trusting you for the strict confidence. Our mutual friend Skip, Win the Barber's wife. Quiet! She's 90. She's awesome. We would do anything for her, Higgins, except two different things. We didn't want to drive her up to Scranton to see a man on his deathbed. You and I both agreed on that. And if you rat think me out on this, Higgins, I will fucking burn you to the ground. And the next thing she did, Higgins, while you were off this fucking Indy 500, she sent me a text message asking me if I could dig her septic tank out for repair. And since I'd only had fucking 6 hours sleep and fucking 3 nights, I agreed to this falsely. And then I started to figure out, wait a minute, I got winded digging a little 3-foot hole to put a fucking tree in. So I got out of that, and that's a lesson for you, Higgins. I got out of being asked to dig the septic tank hole just so they could do repair. That means I didn't suggest to you, but I think she'll figure it out. So if you don't want to shovel septic tank hole so repairman can come and do whatever the fuck they do, have an answer ready. So it's kind of nice to know what your levels of friendship are with people, because we all say it. You know, we have those friends who, I would do anything for you. That's really not true, because we all have that septic tank thing that we don't want to dig, and it's actually nice to find my line. And it's also important that you all take care of yourselves, so that when that septic tank digging thing is offered, you feel peer pressure, friend obligation to dig this septic tank hole, I would like you to understand what you're agreeing to. And me, I can't be trusted to dig a regular hole. The fact that there was a septic tank under there is fucking meet the parents 101 when what's his face fucking flushes the thing in her shit all over them. We had just watched that too, by the way. And just when I read the text, Mrs. Comic's face told me that I was right in getting out of it. And again, Higgins, you can be thankful that I didn't say, get fucking Higgins to do it. So,
her church.
yeah, that's right. We sent her to the church. And I think that's the thing you can actually do. If, probably if you're older, if you're younger, just say, well, you want to go to work for me, someone at the church. I don't think that'll work. But if you're older, I think most people's churches, if you call them up and tell them the situation, but you might want to get the favor before you say about the septic tank part. Like if you could dig a little in my garden, that would be great. And then add the septic tank thing there later on. That's very helpful. I don't know what else is going on here. Higgins, Higgins drove the fucking Indy 500 by himself, and I don't know if that's because just you annoy people like me. I can't appreciate that. But Higgins drove out to the Indy 500. Why I didn't have a conversation with you? I'm gonna go to where you work, and I'm gonna interview Higgins about his adventure for the Indy 500 to be discussed at a future live stream show. And if I forget, then we'll do something else. So I think that's all my excitement for this week. I've been holding back a burp. There it went. I feel so terrible. Excuse me very much. And I don't know if I covered this before or not, but again, Caesar has got us on our toes, and literally on our toes. He was biting with the ankles at first, and then he got really good about it. He's been testing the water, and now my feet and my socks seem to create a lot of interest for him. And also, this gets to the heart of when I only have a chance to sleep 3 hours and I hang my feet off the bed, something could dive up and want to start a game. So mostly, I mean, I have a really happy life. That's the worst thing that goes wrong in my life is that I only get 3 hours sleep, and I did not have to dig the septic tank hole, and the cat woke me up with playing with my socks. I'd say that's a pretty good fucking life. Don't be a dick to each other. I love you. We love you. And Higgins, I can't wait for you to lie and tell me how much people enjoyed meeting you out at Indy 500. I think they have different stories to tell that I would like to hear. So if you get phone numbers from these people, I would like to get, you probably were a lot of fun for them, but I would like to get their side of the story. So that's going to be a wrap for Making Tuesdays Suck Less. Please, sister, thank you for hanging in there. Get some sleep. She's got to get up 3:30 in the morning. I'm the kind of person who realizes that's probably better to just stay up all night. So I will leave you with this, because when I'm trying to doze off, this guy could pop right up and say, nap is over. We love yous. We'll talk to you next weekend, or I'll talk to you next weekend, or I don't really know. Nighty night, folks. Have a great week.